We welcome you to the Novant Health Fieldhouse from Greensboro, North Carolina. History is set to be made here on this Friday night as the Upshot League makes its debut. It's the Greensboro Groove getting set to face the Savannah Steel. Good evening and welcome into tonight's broadcast. My name is Wendell X, and I'll be bringing you coverage all throughout the course of tonight's ball game. This should be a lot of fun. You've got Greensboro and Savannah going toe-to-toe right now. This is so much fun because we've got a brand new league, the Upshot League, professional women's basketball, making its way to the grand state of North Carolina. The Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel, two of the four teams that are participating in the inaugural year here in this Upshot League. You've got the Charlotte Crown being one of the other teams, and the Jacksonville Waves also in this league as well. Those two teams will be playing against each other here tonight, and you've got the Groove taking on the Steel here this evening at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, home of the Greensboro Swarm, the NBA G League champions, right? The Greensboro Swarm recently won that. Of course, the league affiliate of the Charlotte Hornets, and now the Greensboro Groove getting set to get introduced here tonight. This is so much fun because we've got so many new things happening in this building, right? This is the first time that you've got professional women's basketball in the Triad, and a lot of fans out here. It's a sellout crowd at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, so you'll see a lot of great fans cheering on their Groove team as they get set to take on the Savannah Steel. And this is going to be very interesting, folks, as well, because the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel, as well as the other two teams in this Upshot League, you've got a lot of players that are really hungry, that are going to be trying to do some great things. A lot of young, talented basketball players that either had successful college basketball careers or now are looking for an opportunity to be able to showcase their skills on a professional level. You have some players that actually have a plethora of professional experience, whether that be overseas, playing in different continents, or even some players that actually have some WNBA experience, being part of some training camps, being able to play alongside some of the greatest women's basketball players. We've got so many great people in the building. Taj McWilliams Franklin, who is the first VP of the basketball operations in the Upshot League. The Greensboro Groove also have their mascot, you see right there at center court. The name is DJ. Yes, that's right, DJ looking really sharp. Excited to see her hype out the crowd. Get them hyped up, DJ. That's what I like to see. Love those the details on that mascot costume. That is what I'm talking about. You know, the Greensboro Groove are doing things really right. And number 26 to honor the year of 2026, which is the inaugural year for this Upshot League, which I mentioned features 4 teams, but there's already plans to add more for next year. The more, the merrier. We're going to see a team in Baltimore and Nashville be included next year as well. So all these Greensboro Groove players and the Savannah Steel players warming up prior to this game, and I could just tell by their body language, you could just see that they were very ready, anxious to get out here on the floor, and it's got to be very exciting for them, right? I mean, obviously, opening night is opening night. Doesn't matter where you're playing it, what city, what level, to be able to get out in front of your fans, put on a uniform for the first time, and to be able to make it the real deal, I think that always just feels really, really good. So the 2026 Greensboro Groove roster getting set to get introduced here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, and there are some really talented ball players on this roster. And we'll get to see these players walk out here on the court. Some notable players on this roster, as we'll see them come out, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of a brief intro of them as they come out right there. First player right there, that's Tay Jones-Bell. She's a 6'1" guard/forward. 25 years old, played her college ball at Colorado. Coming up there right now, Sonia Morris. 11 players on this Greensboro Groove roster. We've got a lot of talented women here that are going to be showcasing their skills in the Upshot League. And we'll let the crowd noise soak in here as we go ahead and let them get introduced right now. So there you go, folks. That is the 2026 Greensboro Groove roster. And of course, you can't forget the head coach herself. Coach J. Janice Washington will be the coach at helm for the Greensboro Groove. Her staff following her out as well. And one thing I know about Coach J is she has a lot of infectious energy. She is a very talented coach who previously was a head women's basketball coach at Lincoln University up in Pennsylvania and won back-to-back CIAA North Division titles in 2022 and 2023. Also was previously a head coach at Daytona State for a couple years. She attended and played her college ball in the state of North Carolina at Campbell University. Played 119 career games, 114 starts there, and actually ranked third in school history at the time for total steals and assists. So she's got a lot of experience that she's going to be able to bring to this Greensboro Groove club. And she had said that this is a Greensboro Groove team that's got a lot of talent and a lot of depth. They're a group that's going to kind of be a by-committee club. It's not really a one-star show. It's more of a full 11-player roster that's going to be doing damage from start to finish. So it's going to be really exciting to see how that all goes here tonight. On-court MC as well. Everybody getting hyped up. You can just feel the energy in this building. Greensboro, North Carolina, the Triad as a whole. This is a basketball area. They are ready to see these women take the floor, and the rally towels. Everything is sharp. Oh man, I feel like I am in paradise right now, folks. So this is going to be so entertaining to see, especially that opening tip. And obviously, it's always like, okay, who's going to score the first basket? What's going to be our first three-point shot? What's going to be the first and one? So many firsts. Everything that you see tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a first. And that is the beauty of a new league like the Upshot League. And you just have to give credit to Sawyer Sports and Entertainment, everyone that helped put this thing together. I think this is an incredible opportunity to give more women an opportunity to play professional basketball here in the American level. Obviously, the WNBA is doing great things, but to add something else like the Upshot League and to give players an extra opportunity to get that pro experience, I think it's going to be so thrilling to see. And I'm already going to give my rating to DJ. I'm sorry, folks. I'm obsessed right now with DJ. He's a 10 out of 10 mascot right now. I can already tell she is bringing the hype, which I absolutely love to see. And tip-off getting ready, set to commence in just a matter of a couple of moments, everybody. So get your popcorn ready, get your drinks, get comfortable, because we are going to be in for a very thrilling ball game here today between Greensboro and Savannah. These two teams actually are going to play each other again tomorrow right here in this building. So this is the first of a two-game series, which I think will be great for both teams because they'll be able to get a chance to kind of use this game as a launching pad and a learning tool heading into tomorrow. But without a doubt, I anticipate the energy being through the roof for both sides on and off the floor. I think both of these clubs are going to bring it. They're going to want to win, right? It's opening night. Whether you're playing home like the Groove are or you're the road team like the Steel, you're going to try and go out here and get a W. That's exactly what you want to do. Winning's always fun, no matter how you do it. So Greensboro and Savannah getting set to begin here in the matter of just a couple of moments. And this Groove team saw the players get introduced. One player in particular that I'm really excited to watch is Diamond Johnson. Diamond Johnson, she's a 5'4" guard who was a 5-star high school recruit in the class of 2020. Played college ball at a couple different places, Rutgers, NC State, finished at Norfolk State where she was the 2025 MEAC Player of the Year. She is going to be starting in this contest alongside Maria Gakdane. You've also have Christian Williams in the starting lineup, who was a UConn product, Kamaria McDaniel, and Ty Portia. That is the starting five for the Greensboro Groove. The Savannah Steel got a starting five out there as well. Keep an eye out on Iana Moore. She is right out there on your screen, right next to number 8 in white, Christian Williams. She was a standout there at Notre Dame, who was a very sharp shooter as well. And you've got Gakdane at center court right now with Carissa Richardson. So those two will jump things off and get us started from Greensboro, North Carolina. The Groove in the white uniforms. The Steel are in the black uniforms. Here we go. We got the Groove. We got the Steel. It's inaugural hoops of the Upshot League from Greensboro, North Carolina. And we are officially underway from the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Here's Christian Williams with it for the Groove. Steps inside, fires the first shot, and it banks home! First 2 points in Greensboro Groove history belongs to Christian Williams. And that's one way to start off your ball game in your franchise history, right? If you're the Greensboro Groove. And another thing that Coach Jay had mentioned, and you can check out her kind of full thoughts on the Greensboro Groove YouTube channel, really was a great video that her and her assistant, Trinice Fox, did just describing the identity of this Groove team. They said, we're going to be a defensive-minded club. We're going to bring energy. We're going to fight for loose balls. And that's something that's going to be key, especially playing against the Savannah Steel team. The turnaround, Jay, rattles home for Carissa Richardson. So I like it. Both Greensboro and Savannah, their first possessions of the night, both a success. Made field goals and were knotted up at 2 apiece early on. Here's Kamaria McDaniel. She is a prolific scorer, actually averaged over 30 points a game when she was a senior in high school. So you talk about someone that is going to get buckets left and right. Kamaria McDaniel, she certainly can do it. And she was fouled on the play. So McDaniel is going to shoot the first 2 free throws of Greensboro Groove's history. And McDaniel's one of many players in this league that is coming from a recent stint overseas. She played overseas in Turkey. She's a very fast, athletic player in addition to being a prolific scorer. Both of her parents were actually track athletes in college, so look for her to be very fast and running all over the court. So we appreciate everyone joining us here tonight on our YouTube stream. I'm Wendell Epps bringing you tonight's broadcast. Got our fantastic crew with us as well to bring on this coverage of the Upshot League as the 3-ball is in and out like a fast food restaurant for Ayanna Moore. And here comes McDaniel on the other end of the floor. Goes between the legs, steps inside aggressively, can't hit, ball batted around, and a good rebound there by Moore. And Savannah already pushing the pace. And on the right corner, we're going to get a step out of bounds. That was Q Morrison who caught the ball cleanly, but was in that trap danger area, and that was a turnover right in front of that Greensboro Groove bench who was fired up to see a nice transition defense by their squad. Now this is Diamond Johnson, certainly a player to watch. Might be one of the smallest players out there, but she can score right on cue. Diamond Johnson, do your thing. Quick 3 on the other end is nothing but net for Harmony Turner. And Harmony Turner was a draft pick in last year's WNBA draft. She was selected 35th overall by the Las Vegas Aces, actually played her college ball at Harvard University. Now it's McDaniel right near that free throw line. Groove with an early 1-point lead. Ball is loose and picked off there by Morrison. Here she goes on the other end of the floor. The up and under is no good, but she's fouled, and Morrison will head to the line. So Morrison's going to get 2 free throws here at the stripe. 27 years old, 138 games played at the University of Georgia. We're going to take a look at this bucket here, though, by Diamond Johnson. Look at that. The smooth finish with the right hand. And she is somebody that knows how to score, especially inside the paint. But back to Morrison really quick, folks. I think it's kind of interesting with her because she actually had a training camp deal with the Atlanta Dream back in 2022. She recently played overseas in Italy, and now she's getting an opportunity with the Savannah Steel, of course, being able to play in the state that actually she grew up in. She grew up in Riverdale, Georgia, so now playing over in Savannah, and she gives the Steel their first lead of the evening. The ball goes out of bounds. That'll be a turnover on the Groove as McDaniel was looking for Johnson. And we do play 4 10-minute quarters here in the Upshot League, very similar to a league like the WNBA. You have 24-second shot clocks. So some of these players are accustomed to playing these rules. Of course, some players are coming straight from college, so kind of a little bit of an adjustment playing with a little bit of a shorter shot clock. How about that turnaround J right there? It's a good little bucket for the Savannah Steel, as they now take a 3-point lead, 9-6, nearly 3 minutes into our contest. Here's Christian Williams with it. Spent 4 years playing at UConn, Three-pointer from Johnson from the left corner can't fall, and Turner's got the board. Picked up by Johnson. The steal go around the horn. This is Richardson, couldn't handle it. That was Gokdang saying, give me that. And Gokdang is a strong defender, typically known for her blocks, but she can get those deflections and steals as well. As we'll get a reach and foul on the floor. And the Groove will take it out from the side. Sahara Jones will check in for the Greensboro Groove, her first minutes, as she'll come in to replace Ty Portia. Sahara Jones played 5 years at Texas A&M, and that's where she just wrapped up her college career, 23-year-old. And here is Jones right now, stepping inside, firing a jumper. It's an air ball tapped around, and the Groove will keep it with 4 on the timer. It's always interesting to see how these teams can handle these short shot clock situations. It'll be Johnson to inbound. Gets it in the hands of Jones, back to Johnson. She's gonna have to fire. She does, and gets it to go! Right in the nick of time! Diamond Johnson coming to the rescue on that play. Here come the steal on the other end. Good defense from Gokdang, and that deflection forced that shot to not even hit the rim. And we'll get a foul on the floor. And we'll have to look at this play again by Diamond Johnson, the little up and under using glass. Keep in mind, not only did she just have 4 seconds on the shot clock on that possession, but she was the inbounder on that play. She made a heads-up move there, kicking out to Sahara Jones in the right corner, and then getting inside, finding an open lane inside the low block. Caught it, and then put it up and in. So a good bucket for her. First free throw drops up and in there for the Savannah Steel, who are led by head coach Coretta Brown. She spent the last 4 seasons at Eastern Kentucky from 2021 to 2025. Also had some stops at Georgia Southern, West Alabama, Thomas University, and Tennessee Tech. And she played her college ball in the state of North Carolina, actually, so kind of a homecoming for her. She played at UNC, where she still, to this day, holds the record for most career three-pointers in program history. Johnson was looking for McDaniel, but it was picked off there. Here come the steal on the other end, and they finish in transition as they take a 5-point lead early on, 13-8. Freshly into the game for the Savannah Steel is Megan McConnell as well, who recently had a WNBA stint in training camp, as a nice little Euro step for Christian Williams goes in, her first 2 points of the contest. Now here comes McConnell stepping inside underneath, looking out, and we're going to get a jump ball. Excellent hustle from Diamond Johnson, who's already showing the heart and hustle on both ends of the floor. And we'll get some subs on the floor for the Greensboro Groove. And a great opportunity for the Groove to be able to open up their season at home in front of their fans. And had a nice fan fest as well right outside the Novant Health Fieldhouse prior to this. And a lot of great pop-ups and things to do. And just the energy in the building has been infectious. You can still feel the buzz happening right now, and we're still about just 5 minutes into this ball game so far. The turnaround by Williams drops in. Christian Williams using glass and using her strength, the hustle and muscle inside the paint for the deuce. Now it's Turner. Down low, excellent pass. Just talk about the IQ from Harmony Turner. And that's the underrated aspect about some of the players in this league. You got a lot of players that are very strong playmakers as Turner corrals the rebound off the Jones-Bell miss. The step back three's on the way. Hits the front of the rim, and the rebound is pulled in by Gokdang. Williams Down low to Gokdang, back out to Jones Bell for three. McConnell steps inside, picked up by Johnson. And the hook shot drops in there. As the Savannah Steel now lead by 5. So back and forth, already seeing some fast-paced action, kind of as expected. Both of these teams, they've got a lot of scores on their roster, but they're also defensive-minded clubs as well. Johnson, the triple, yes! Diamond Johnson in her bag right now. She's got 7 points. That's a team high for the Groove. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Steel. And we'll get a timeout on the floor as the Savannah Steel and the Greensboro Groove going toe-to-toe. Savannah leads by 2. 17-5. We'll step aside for a moment. You're watching the Upshot League. Welcome back into our coverage of the Upshot League. The Greensboro Groove taking on the Savannah Steel here on this Friday night, the first ever game in the franchise history for the Savannah Steel and the Greensboro Groove. Welcome on into the broadcast, folks. My name is Wendell Epps, here to bring you tonight's coverage. So far, it's been a tight contest, seesaw affair. The Steel lead the Groove 17-15 for Greensboro. Diamond Johnson and Christian Williams, they've kind of been the dynamic duo. They've combined for 13 of the Groove's 15 points so far. And for Savannah, Harmony Turner's been a very active player for them on both ends of the floor. See what adjustments will be made coming out of the timeout as Greensboro has possession. This is Johnson. Gets a screen, kicks it out in the hands of Williams with 6 on the shot clock. Williams attacks inside, loses her dribble, and we've got 3 players on the ground, 2 players wearing Savannah Steel uniforms, and good effort there by Williams to fight for it, but it's going to be a jump ball. And they're going to let Maria McDaniel check in for Christian Williams. But I believe she was the one that actually was tied up in the jump ball, so I don't know if she can actually check out. Yeah, you were the one that got tied up there. They said you got to go ahead and do it for you before you can check out. So Williams will do it. And the jump ball is controlled by Savannah. It was a tight effort, but the Steel get it, and a quick outlet pass down low, and the nice finish. And Savannah now takes a 4-point lead. Now here's Williams, picked up by Turner. Gets a screen from Ty Portia. Groove go around the horn. The pivot and the 3-ball is in and out there for Jessica Timmons. And now Savannah's got numbers on the other end. And we're going to get a reach and foul called on Diamond Johnson. Take a look at the replay of this one once again. You see the fast break opportunity, and too easy there for the Savannah Steel. Harmony Turner with the setup. And the Steel, they're a team that already kind of seeing them from first glimpse. I mean, they are going to play fast pace. They've got a lot of length and athleticism on their roster as well. And they've kind of been dominating inside the paint right now as that layup can't fall. Oh, the bunny couldn't go in, but the rebound is corralled, and second chance for Savannah. The 3-ball's up, it's too strong. Greensboro trying to get a rebound, but they can't. As Z Spearman puts that one back in for Savannah. Spearman, tallest player out there on the floor, listed at 6'4", and she's currently taking advantage of that for Savannah as she'll check out. Greensboro will make some subs as well. 1:51 remaining here in our opening frame. Savannah leading Greensboro by 6. Johnson steps inside, the fake, the fire, and one! Diamond Johnson, do your thing. And this play is so nice, you gotta see it twice. Johnson steps in, the fake, the take, and the make. Free throw drops in, so she converts to 3-point play, and that'll be hopefully a play that can get Greensboro a little bit more sparked up on offense, right? Only down by 5. Obviously, basketball's a game of runs, but trying to end this first quarter, hopefully with some momentum on their side. Savannah's been playing a nice quarter so far, though, especially in the last couple minutes. They've really been picking things up on the offensive end of the floor. 4 seconds on the timer. Johnson all up in the grill right now. And the floater is up and no good for Ariel Colon. The putback, though, is up and in for Lauren Taylor. And now here comes Timmons, the pull-up J, money. Jessica Timmons, she had herself actually an interesting past couple weeks. Was recently on the training camp roster for the Indiana Fever. So she was battling against some of the likes of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, some really talented women's basketball players, and now getting an opportunity here in the Upshot League after getting weighed by Indiana with the Greensboro Groove. So we've got free throws coming up now for Savannah. First shot rattles out. Greensboro and Savannah, I've got to say, folks, I'm very pleased with just the level of play right now between both the Steel and the Groove. I don't really sense many nerves, and I honestly just sense a lot of adrenaline. These players have been making their shots, and the defense has been pretty good as well. These players are getting out on fast breaks, trying to create opportunities for them whenever they possibly can. as both free throws are off the mark there, so that keeps it a one-possession game. And here comes McDaniel. Picked up by McConnell, right near that Greensboro Groove logo. Out in the hands of Timmons. 8 on the timer. Timmons, the step back. McDaniel spins, shoots, and can't hit it. The rebound, though, is corralled by Gokdang, and we're going to get, by my count, our third jump ball of the first quarter. Sometimes you don't even see a jump ball the whole half. We've already seen multiple here in this first frame. So it'll be Gokdang against Sydney Shaw. Gokdang has the height advantage, listed at 6'4", Shaw listed at just 5'9". But that's why I love jump balls. It's a chance for people to showcase off their hops and showcase that it doesn't just have to be the tallest person that can win it, but Gokdang is going to win this one easily. It does go near the backcourt, but it was tapped by Savannah, so Greensboro will keep it. Shot clock is still on, so Timmons is going to have to go. She's going to fire the triple from the top of the key. Shot clock now off. Here comes Sydney Shaw. 4 seconds remain. Shaw, the kick out to Richardson. 1 second to go. Richardson's going to have to put something up, and they're going to say that she traveled at the buzzer. So that'll take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Savannah and Greensboro, the Steel, leading 23-20 over the Greensboro Groove. We'll step aside. We're back in just a matter of a couple moments for the start of our second quarter right here. You're watching the Upshot League on the YouTube channel. Taking a look there at Diamond Johnson, the point guard of the Greensboro Groove. Some of her first quarter highlights from her inaugural game in a Greensboro Groove uniform. Johnson had 10 points in the first period, 4 of 5 from the field, also hit a three-pointer, even had a nice little fancy and one. And Diamond Johnson, I had mentioned at the top of the broadcast for those that were there that she was just my player to watch, and I kind of took that from some of the prep that I did, but more so from what Coach Jay was talking about Diamond yesterday, just saying that she is that player that really can communicate well on the court. And it's just that kind of natural-born leader that can really make her players around her better, and we're seeing that right now. The Groove and the Steel from the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Greensboro, North Carolina, as our second quarter is officially underway. That jumper from Ariel Cologne too strong. The Groove led for a little bit in that first quarter, then kind of were playing catch-up the rest of the way, but they're hoping to get back into a lead at some point in the second period. They shot 50% in that first quarter. Savannah shot over 50%, 9 of 16. How about the tray ball knocking down from Maya Hollenshed? And that's her first bucket as a Greensboro Groove. The turnaround can't fall there from Richardson, and here come the Groove, chance to take the lead. McDaniel steps in, double team near the baseline, wild pass kicked out, turnover, and it'll be Savannah basketball. Take a look at this three ball from Hollenshed once again. Hollenshed's an intriguing prospect because her story and just her journey overall, she was actually a very high WNBA draft pick a couple years ago. In the 2022 WNBA draft, she was selected 8th overall by the Las Vegas Aces. That was after she spent 5 years playing at the University of Colorado, and this is the beauty of the Upshot League. Gives players an opportunity to come and play professional ball and get another opportunity. And you saw right there, she checked right in and instantly hit a three-pointer. And the jumper rattles in there for Maya Hollenshed. So back-to-back buckets, and we're all knotted up at 25 apiece. So checking right in and making an impact. That's how you do it. This is Richardson, down low, picked up by Hollenshed. Muscles her way inside, tries to use glass, can't get it to go. Ball's picked up by Hollenshed, and here come the Groove. Williams, bounce pass, down low to the hands of Gokdeng. She couldn't corral it. It's picked off, and here come the steal. And then, how about that? A deflection on the other end. Oh my goodness! That's 3 steals in less than 30 seconds. And it's gonna be capped off by a missed layup. Wow! Ayana Moore could have put the finishing touches on what would have been a wild sequence. But now the Groove have an opportunity to take a lead. Williams, she turns it over. Both teams trying to get back to playing some clean basketball. How about that block there from Williams saying, get that out of here. Ball's batted around. We're going all over the place. And Gokdeng scoops it up. Timmons. Oh, wow. She knocked Turner to the ground. No call. She fires a 3. Can't hit. Harmony Turner looked right at the official and said, where was the whistle? Play continued, and it was a missed shot, and now Turner directing traffic on the other end. Got a sellout crowd here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse to watch this inaugural game as Turner trying to give some payback to Timmons. Down low, she finds Richardson, can't finish, and the Groove will slow things down as Williams will bring the ball up the floor. Williams gets a screen, double screen from Hollenshed and Gokdeng. Shot clock down to 5. It's Timmons. Elbow J, fouled, and she'll shoot 2. So Jessica Timmons, who had a made basket and a pair of rebounds in the first quarter, will head to the line where she'll have an opportunity to give the Groove a lead here. Now, while both teams shot 50% or better in that first quarter, as we take a look at this sequence again of Timmons drawing the foul, neither team shot particularly well from long range. The Groove actually shot just 1 of 6, Savannah 1 of 4. Both of these teams were more of an inside dominance kind of group, but I have no doubt that the threes will definitely start to fall. It's kind of one of those things with three-pointers, right? You get your layups first, you kind of get shots that are closer to the basket, and then as the defense gets drawn to that, that's when those three-pointers can start opening up a little bit more. As you just saw Kristen Williams check out of the ball game right there. And free throw coming up for Timmons. That one drops in, so she splits the pair, and that's just enough to give Greensboro a lead, up by a penny with 6:15 to play in our first half. Turner, step back 3. Too long, ball batted around, picked up. Oh my goodness, the rebound and the acrobatic pass. Woo! That was Q Morrison finding Z Spearman for the bucket. That easily was the highlight of the half so far for Savannah. Johnson looking down low for Hollingshed, and we're going to foul on the floor from Laisha Petrie. And we're going to have to take a look at this play once again. Turner misses the 3 ball, but the rebound there and the excellent pass from Morrison to Spearman, finishing the play there as Savannah now leads by 1. As Timmons lost control of the ball, Turner said, "I'll take that from you." And she'll take it on the other end. Turner looking down low for Spearman, couldn't hold it, and that will result in Greensboro taking over with possession. And Savannah starting to apply a little bit of a full court press here. As you see number 23, Q Morrison out there defending Diamond Johnson, the point guard of this Greensboro Groove team, already directing traffic for her squad as she brings the ball across the timeline. Hollingshed, a little shimmy, and she is fouled. So Hollingshed will shoot 2 free throws after a beautiful setup there. And this is what Hollingshed can do, folks. You're not familiar with her game. She's got excellent post moves, especially around that basket. She's that kind of player where you can just tell she would thrive in one-on-one situations, especially in the half court. Her first shot's up, and it is nothing but net. If you're just joining us, welcome to our coverage of the Upshot League. The Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel going toe-to-toe at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Wendell Ebbs, our fantastic crew here with us tonight from Greensboro, North Carolina. 2 of the 4 teams in this inaugural season of the Upshot League. Greensboro and Savannah going toe-to-toe, and they've been treating these fans and all of you watching to quite the show so far. We've got a great game on tap as we'll get a whistle, and it'll be a foul on the floor on Greensboro. Got another game in action as well down in Florida. Jacksonville Waves and the Charlotte Crown going toe-to-toe on this opening night of the brand new Upshot League. So great to see this league that has been talked about for months and months, and now actually in full swing as we get going, and we're just getting started, folks. This is going to be a long, fun season. We've got more games tomorrow. These exact 2 teams are going to play each other right here on this exact same court, Greensboro and Savannah, so it's a little bit of a mini playoff series as both of these teams get an opportunity to kind of get a feel for each other. Obviously, you know, that's the unique thing, right, with a league like Upshot. You only have 4 teams for this inaugural year, so you really are going to get to know your opponents extremely well, as both free throws from Spearman can't fall. Our score remains 28-27 in favor of the Greensboro Groove. Here's Johnson. Saucing and crossing her way inside. The kick out in the hands of Jones-Bell. The jumper on the way, money! Hey, Jones-Bell moving and grooving early on as Greensboro now builds up their lead a little bit more. Turner down low, the kick out. 3 ball on the way, too long. Jones-Bell trying to corral it, but Spearman says, "I'll get it first." Now a deep 3 on the way. It's an air ball from Petrie, and here come the Groove on the other end. McDaniel to Jones-Bell. The step back 3 on the way. Off the mark. Turner. Kick out, corner 3. Can't fall. It's in and out there from Q Morrison. And Greensboro wasting no time on the other end. Ball's loose. The fake by McDaniel, and that foul will be called on the floor. McDaniel was adamant that it was in motion. So Greensboro leading 30-27. And right now, Diamond Johnson, she's got 8 points for the Greensboro Groove. A couple other standouts. Maya Hollingshed off the bench has been great with 7 points right now for Greensboro. And Savannah Steel, right now, they've been able to do some great things. Z Spearman, she's been really aggressive for them. 8 points for her on the side of Savannah. As this Upshot League getting going, and the Greensboro Groove here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse will be doing a lot of great things here this season. As we got a timeout on the floor. So we'll take a quick break here as see our community hero being honored right now, Colleen Stanley. But the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel going toe-to-toe in this first game. Groove leading 30-27. A lot of great fans here in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, and that is the great thing about a league like this, seeing the whole community turn out for a game and already seeing some of the merchandise too. Every fan that came in attendance actually were able to receive a Greensboro Groove shirt, so a few of them got it on, and this is cool too. You got a little hair cam going on right now, so love to see it. People just having fun, right? It's that time of the year, getting ready to enter the summer months where you just want to see people let loose, come to a basketball game, and have to say, you know, with women's basketball and just the growing popularity of the league and then the sport itself, I think this is a very great thing that we have on tap right now with Upshot. And Greensboro and Savannah, they've been treating these fans to a great game so far as the Groove lead 30-27 with 3:37 remaining here in our first half. So both teams getting ready to take the floor again. Diamond Johnson, Kristen Williams still out on the floor for the Greensboro Groove, along with Tiana Jones-Bell, Maya Hollingshed, and Kamaria McDaniel. That is the 5 on the floor right now for Greensboro. Johnson to inbound. Gets a screen from Tay Jones-Bell, steps inside, does Johnson, and finishes with ease. So now Diamond Johnson is up to double figures. She's the first Greensboro Groove player to hit the double-digit scoring mark with 10 points. Oh my goodness, Tay Jones-Bell said, get out of here. The monster block there on Lauren Taylor. Now Johnson nifting and shifting her way into the lane, drawing some oohs and ahs in Greensboro, North Carolina, as Savannah calls time. Diamond Johnson putting on a show. And that, folks, is what I call an opening night play. Diamond Johnson, we're going to have to look at this one once again for sure. But first, let's take a look at this block by Tay Jones-Bell, said, not in my house. And then on the other end, Diamond Johnson on between the legs, had Harmony Turner right on her, and whoop, gotcha, the fake too. Woo, some razzle-dazzle from the 5'4" guard. Johnson herself was born in Philly. She moved to Hampton, Virginia, and later played her high school ball up there for a little bit, and obviously spent her last 2 years of college ball at Norfolk State, where she averaged 19.5 points per game. And you know, this is a player that was a ACC 6th Player of the Year in 2022 with NC State, and then she was the MEAC Player of the Year in 2025. So this is a player that's no stranger to receiving accolades, kind of being in the spotlight and having a strong responsibility on her shoulders. And right now the Groove have their largest lead of the game. They lead by 7, 34-27, with 3:03 remaining here in our first half. Turner looking down low, and we'll get a whistle on the floor. It'll be assessed on Hollenshed. Now Turner will inbound here with 14 on the shot clock. Morrison, the dump pass down low to Spearman. She gets rejected down there, but Savannah gets it back. Here's Shaw, the pull-up J can't fall. Ball tapped around 3 Greensboro defenders down low. Savannah goes around the horn, and Turner's 3 is an air ball. And how about the statement there by the Groove defensively? I mean, that might have just been their best defensive possession of the half. You talk about really having to work to force Savannah to give them the ball back, and they did on that play. Johnson loses the ball. Possession will stay with the Groove. So Diamond Johnson, 12 points on the night for Greensboro. That's a team high and a game high. Gets the ball back from Williams. Receives a screen from Tay Jones-Bell, who will fire the triple. Rattles out, and the ball is corralled by Shaw. Approaching 2 minutes, Greensboro leads by 7. Turner loses the ball. Johnson rips it away. 1-on-2 on the other end. Johnson muscling her way inside and finishing with the right hand. Woo! And that's going to get the Greensboro Groove crowd fired up, as the baseline J can't fall there from Spearman. Was a good look. Second chance for Savannah. Nice effort there by the Steel to get it back. Morrison down low to Spearman, and she finishes with the right hand. So Z Spearman, she is the first player for the Savannah Steel to reach double figures with 10 points on her scoring tally tonight. Ooh, and a hard foul on the other end of the floor as Turner got tangled up there with Kamaria McDaniel. And you see Turner lost the ball in that possession. And how about Diamond Johnson? This is not an easy play, folks. You have multiple defenders chasing you in transition. You even had Shaw trying to get in there on the block, and then Johnson with the little celebration after the make. And I can already tell just the way she's playing. It's actually funny because the coach staff was asked kind of who do you think is going to be that fan favorite type player from the jump, and Coach Jay did mention Diamond Johnson as one of those players. And kind of just seeing her play style right now, the way she's engaging with the crowd, it's safe to say that she's an early candidate for that role right now. But this is a Greensboro Groove team that is very team-oriented, right? They've got a lot of great chemistry on and off the court. Coach Janice Washington and her staff really emphasized that they wanted this team to be not just talented basketball players, but great people, right? Because that's always an important thing, especially regardless of the sport, to have people that you want to go in and you want to go to battle for every single day, as both free throws drop in there for McDaniel. So the Groove now take a 9-point lead here, approaching just 1 minute in our first half. Shaw for 3, got it. Sydney Shaw, that's her first triple of the night. Now Johnson picked up by Turner. Fires a 3, she's feeling it. Oh my! Diamond Johnson cannot be stopped! Savannah trying to go fast on the other end to try and quiet the Greensboro crowd, and it works. The bank is open. Lauren Taylor with the right-hand floater. And Diamond Johnson now up to 17 points for Greensboro. McDaniel steps in, gets fouled on the floor, and McDaniel now will head to the line for 2. Maria McDaniel, 4 points right now for Greensboro. Chance to make it 5 and 6 at the line as she hits her first free throw, her second trip, in a matter of just a couple minutes. So the Groove with a really nice response here in this second quarter. They trailed heading in to this period, but have been able to outscore Savannah pretty nicely and have themselves a relatively sizable lead right now as they are up by 9, 43-34. 30 seconds remain, and here is Megan McConnell bringing the ball to the floor for the Savannah Steel. McConnell, of course, the younger sister of TJ McConnell, NBA point guard for the Indiana Pacers, who just finished his 11th season in the big leagues. She'll take this shot clock down to 4. Gives it over now to Shaw. Just hit a 3 a moment ago. Going to try and shoot one again. It'll be an air ball and a shot clock violation for Savannah. So 4.3 on the game clock. Shot clock is off. And Greensboro will have one final shot. Try and get, potentially, if they can make a basket here, a double-digit lead heading in halftime. So Hollingshed will inbound. Greensboro's going to have to hurry. Ball goes in the hands of Johnson. 3 seconds. Johnson, the fire! Oh! Almost rattled in! Wow! I mean, hey, if anyone was going to get a lucky bounce like that on a Friday night, it would be Diamond Johnson, as it is officially halftime from the Novant Health Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina. That shot really did almost go in for Diamond Johnson. 43-34 is your score at the intermission. Greensboro on top by 9. Diamond Johnson leading the way for the Groove with 17 points. She had a pair of three-pointers and a couple and ones. She was aggressive and all over the place. And the Savannah Steel were led by Z Spearman with 10. We'll step aside for a break and we'll come back for some halftime stats and highlights. Next, you're watching the Upshot League. Welcome back to our coverage of the Upshot League. Appreciate everyone tuning in, the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel. A lot of excitement in the building here for opening night as the Groove and the Steel getting set to begin their second half here in the matter of just a couple of moments here. 43-34 is the score. Greensboro leading by 9. Very interesting and exciting first half. Greensboro actually trailed by 3 at the end of the first quarter, 23-20. And then in the second quarter, they were able to outscore Savannah 23-11. And it was Diamond Johnson who took care of business, scoring a team high and actually a game high, 19 points. She was 8 of 10 from the field. That's right, 8 of 10. She shot 80%. That also was a game high. Maya Hollingshed had 7 points off the bench for the Groove. And then the Savannah Steel, they were led by Lauren Taylor, who had 10 points, and Z Spearman, who backed her up nicely with 8 points as well. So Savannah and Greensboro going toe-to-toe. This is the first of 2 meetings here, literally within the next 24 hours. They're playing here tonight. This is meeting 1, and tomorrow afternoon, right here in this building at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, we will see Greensboro and Savannah Part 2, which also should be a lot of fun. But I think the second half is going to be very interesting to see how Savannah specifically comes out, because towards the end of that first half, you could just feel the momentum shift really was on the side of Greensboro. And they took care of business. Their home crowd was really getting into it. Diamond Johnson specifically really got going, and obviously that led her to being able to get up to 19 points there for the Groove. She played about 16 minutes in that first half for Greensboro. The Groove as a team shot 63% from the field in that second quarter. They went to the line a couple times too. 7 of 8 from the free throw line, while Savannah only shot 2, and they missed both of them. Take a look at some first half highlights from this ball game between Greensboro and Savannah. And some really good plays on both sides. Savannah specifically was getting inside a lot, scoring a lot of points inside the paint. They had 20 points exactly inside the paint, 23 bench points for the Steel as well. Greensboro had Kristen Williams do a lot of great things. Diamond Johnson, how about that triple? And she was really getting the crowd into it a lot, especially in that first half for Greensboro. And Diamond Johnson, she is a prolific scorer. She's showcasing that here in the Upshot League for sure. And the Groove had a couple other players as well. Kristen Williams was one of those, but I thought that Maya Hollingshed off the bench really provided a lot of great minutes. Jessica Timmons had a couple points as well. That was one of her baskets there. Nice little step back J, and Tay Jones-Bell got in the mix. Just the depth of this Greensboro Groove team, and that's something that head coach Janice Washington had really emphasized a lot in her preseason, was that, hey, we have a team full of weapons. We have a lot of depth on this roster of versatility, players that can play 1 through 5. But you can see right now the way things are going, they're really revolving that offense, at least as of now, around Diamond Johnson. I just think she has the hot hand. So when a player has the hot hand, you got to feed the hot hand. And literally the last couple highlights have all been Diamond Johnson. So those are your first half highlights there from tonight's contest between the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel. If you're just joining us and you're new to the Upshot League, first of all, welcome. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. My name's Wendell Epps, bringing you today's broadcast. We've got a ton of great people helping us out with our production crew as well this evening. The Upshot League, you got 4 teams, Greensboro Groove and Savannah Steel. There are 2 of them playing right now. The Charlotte Crown and the Jacksonville Waves are playing down in Jacksonville, Florida. They are the other 2 teams in this league. This league itself is 4 10-minute quarters, 24-second shot clock, so a very similar pace and style to a league like the WNBA. You have many players in this league that either have participated in WNBA training camps, just finished college, very successful college careers at the 4 or 5 year level. You also have a couple players that are coming from playing overseas for the past couple seasons and now are here in the Upshot League getting a chance to play professional basketball in the United States. But the important thing to note is that this is indeed a professional women's basketball league. So these players out here are pro athletes. They know what it takes to win, and there is a lot of talent on display. We saw it in the first half, and I have no doubt that we are going to see that even more here in the second half as it is officially underway from the Novant Health Fieldhouse here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Here's Harmony Turner with it. Overhead pass out near the left wing. Savannah looking to get back on track to be in the second half, and that's a nice start. Ayana Moore with a nice little floater. And Ayana Moore, there's a lot of young players in this league, but she's one of the younger ones. She's at 23 years old, turned 23 back in March after a very standout campaign playing college ball at Notre Dame. How about the little left-hand shot up and in there? Excellent bucket from Maria Gakdang. Gakdang had herself a nice career as well at the college level. Spent her entire college career in the ACC, played at Boston College for a little bit, then over at UNC, where she averaged over a block a game in every year of her college career. And how about the turnaround J on the other end of the floor, drops in for Olivia Cautre. And here come the Groove now on the other end. This is Ty Portia, out to Johnson. Swings it over in the hands of McDaniel. McDaniel trying to get free, hops her way inside. Shot can't fall, was looking for the foul, no call. Now Q Morrison will fire a J. That one does not go. Possession though will stay with the steal as they'll throw it from underneath. Novant Health Fieldhouse, the home for the Greensboro Groove all season long. They'll be doing many theme nights, so those of you that have any local ties around the areas, we see an and one go in for Savannah, so that's going to cut the lead down to 5, potentially 4, if the free throw can be made. But the vibes around here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse have been really good. No doubt that will continue as the season goes on. Take a look at this one once again. As you see, it was Ayana Moore getting the and one for Savannah. So Moore, chance to convert a three-point play. As we'll get some subs for the Groove. And both teams really went pretty deep in the rotations in that first half. Greensboro went 9 players deep. Savannah played 6 players, all 6 active players off their bench. So an 11 player roster for every club in the Upshot League. Each team has 11 players, and each team also features a couple of developmental players as well that are not on the actual 11-player roster, but still are part of the team and are here in the building as well. So 45-41, Greensboro leading by 4 right now, nearly 2 minutes into our third quarter. The spin, oh my goodness, by McDaniel, draws the foul, and McDaniel is going to shoot a pair at the stripe. And this is what Kamaria McDaniel can do. She's a very athletic player. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that both of her parents were track athletes in college, so this is a player that understands the importance of agility, speed, and just the way she moves out on the court very effortlessly. And she knocks down the first free throw. She was a perfect 6 of 6 in that first half. And her perfect night continues at the stripe, as the Groove now lead by 6. And if you're Greensboro, I think this is an important stage of the game where you ended that first half with some good momentum. You're trying to carry that into the second half. You don't want to let Savannah really hang around. You want to try and use your home crowd to your advantage, maybe build some momentum as this game progresses. Johnson, the outlet pass to Hollingshed, the fake, the take, and the easy make. What a heads-up play from Johnson, finding the trailing Hollingshed for the finish. And Hollingshed gets the ball, turnover. Here come the Groove, they have numbers. Bounce pass down low to Williams, but she's ripped away by Turner. So Johnson now will go ahead and inbound from underneath, but this was all set up by Greensboro, really getting active there in that fast break. Johnson throws it into Hollingshed. Plenty of time for the Groove to work. Johnson will fire a rainbow jumper, too long, and we're going to get a loose ball foul called on Savannah. So Greensboro will keep possession here. Williams Down low into the hands of Gokdang. Oh my goodness, the acrobatic finish. How about the teamwork, making the dream work happen on that play. And Greensboro back up now by double digits. Turnover on the other end, and the Groove are starting to get into a groove. They get a basket on one end, and on the other end they force a turnover and get the ball back. Maria Gokdang with the finish down low. Look at the catch. And how about just the awareness and the IQ to be able to corral that, turn around, and cleanly make the shot on the other end of the floor. Three-pointer from Hollenshed. And we'll get another loose ball foul on the floor. This will be assessed on Savannah. That'll be assessed on Carissa Richardson. That'll be her first foul. And Greensboro with 14 on the shot clock will work around here. Williams spinning her way inside the left-hand stroke. No good. Here's Turner. Now stepping inside and missing that one was Ariel Colon. Williams, the baseball pass to Gokdang. She loses the ball, but possession will stay with the Groove. And take a look there at your screen. Head coach Janice Washington, the inaugural head coach in Greensboro Groove history. Ties to North Carolina, having played her college ball at Campbell University. Also spent 9 years as an assistant there in Buies Creek. And now the head coach of the Greensboro Groove, and you can tell she is very excited to have this opportunity. Also for the coaches too, as great as the lead this is for the players to get this experience, for the coaches as well to be able to get this opportunity. It's an excellent chance for them to be able to continue to expand on their already incredible skills. Here come the steal on the other end of the floor, and the easy finish drops in for Petrie. McDaniel directing traffic on the other end. Now it's Johnson. Had the hot hand in the first half with 19 points. That was a game high. McDaniel. Kick out to Williams, and that jumper rattles in, and they are going to count the basket. There was also a foul after the basket was made. So we'll take a look at this one once again. Williams had kind of the easy deuce, and then you see right there Turner push McDaniel down to the ground. So award 2 points there to Kristen Williams. And now a free throw will also come as a result of that play for Greensboro. It'll be Williams to shoot it, and if she can make it, that'll extend the lead up to 11. Kristen Williams, 25 years old. She was a 2018 Gatorade National Player of the Year in high school, McDonald's All-American. 14th pick in the 2022 WNBA draft, was also a Big East tournament most outstanding player in the year of 2022. Played at UConn during some good years, played alongside some really great players such as Nafisa Collier, Paige Beckers. 132 career games played as a UConn Husky as well, where she averaged 14 points a contest. And Williams will check out here as Jessica Timmons will check in for her. And for Savannah, they'll bring back in their big Z Spearman. Spearman had a nice first half with 8 points for Savannah. Johnson looking down low for Gokdang. Gokdang goes up and puts it in. I'm loving the 1-2 punch between Diamond Johnson and Maria Gokdang. It's just working to perfection. Click, click, click. They're just finding each other and making each other look better. And on the other end, Spearman answers with the deuce. She's looked really good in this contest, just very aggressive inside that low block. McDaniel, kick out to Timmons. The fake, the take. And the shot is in and out as it goes out of bounds, and Savannah will take over with possession. So nearly halfway through our third quarter, Greensboro leads Savannah by 10. The Groove led by 9 at the beginning of this period. And how about the rejection by Hollingshed and the stare down? Maya Hollingshed, she's got that dog in her. That was a monster block. Spearman was trying to get inside. Johnson even got a piece of it, but Hollingshed said, "Get that shot out of here." So we'll get a timeout on the floor as the Groove lead the Steel, 55-45. 4:59 remains in our third quarter. Stick with us. You're watching the Upshot lead. Welcome back to our coverage of the Upshot League. Wendell Epps, the rest of our crew here from the Novant Health Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina, as we've got opening night, the first ever game of the Upshot League for the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel. Greensboro leading Savannah right now by 10, 55-45. And the Groove so far have outscored Savannah very narrowly in this quarter, 12-11, as the 3-ball off the timeout by Sydney Shaw can't go. Savannah, that actually was their first three-point attempt of the third quarter. They've kind of, for the majority of this game actually, have been more of an inside the paint type of team. But maybe that 3-ball can open up a little bit more. How about the defense? That's starting to open up more for Savannah as Richardson takes it on the other end. She's fouled on the fast break, and she'll get 2 shots at the line. So that's what you like to see if you're a Savannah Steel fan. The double coverage on that play, forcing the turnover from McDaniel. And Richardson taking that down the length of the floor. As she's got a couple free throws coming up now, and she makes the first. So McDaniel has got one more free throw coming up here. Can't make that second one. Savannah now second chance. Here's Petrie with it. Loses the ball. Diamond Johnson all up in her grill right now. The fake and the take is up and in just as the shot clock expires. What a make from Q Morrison. Staying alive, staying alive. Now it's Kristen Williams, the step back J. Hits the front of the rim. And now Savannah, chance to trim this lead a little more. Shaw draws a foul, and they're going to give her a continuation, so she will head to the line now for 2. How about this from Q Morrison, the fake and the take? But that's what she can do. Q Morrison, she played 138 games at the University of Georgia, averaged a career best 13.7 points a game in her final season there. Recently had a stint overseas, over in Italy. And the player at the line, Sydney Shaw, certainly is someone to keep an eye out for, especially when it comes to three-point shooting. She played her college ball last 2 seasons at West Virginia, where she was actually West Virginia's second leading three-point shooter in her final year there, and even hit 6 3-pointers. That's right, 6 3-pointers in her final college game in the second round of the NCAA tournament against Kentucky. Timmons goes on the other end. She's blocked, and Savannah, they're going to say that it was last touched by Greensboro, so a statement defensive possession by the Steel, who are now, all of a sudden, only down by 4, and with a made basket here, can make it a 1-possession ball game. Yeah, you see Timmons definitely was the last one to touch it on that play, so it was certainly the right call. Shaw for 3, way off the mark. Ball goes into the hands there of Hollenship. And we'll get a whistle on the other end. It's going to be an offensive foul on Gokdang. So Savannah will take over now with possession. Appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Those of you watching on the YouTube live stream, other platforms we have, wherever you may be watching tonight, just appreciate you being a part of history here this evening. The Upshot League making its debut. Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel going toe-to-toe here on opening night. Is Harmony Turner with it, picked up by Diamond Johnson. Johnson still with 19 points, has yet to score in this half. Turner, the fake, the fire, and that was a pretty play by Harmony Turner, and all of a sudden, Savannah now just trails by 2. Here's Johnson, double teamed, and we're gonna get a jump ball. Great hustle on that play right there from Laisha Petrie. So that'll be yet another jump ball. We had multiple of those in our first half of this ball game, as we'll get a timeout on the floor by Greensboro. So that'll put a pause in our action. A good one on tap, the Groove and the Steel, as Greensboro leads right now by 2, 55-53, with 2:51 remaining here in our third quarter. So we'll see if Diamond Johnson can get things going again for the Greensboro Group. She had a terrific first half, 19 points. That was a game high, and then kind of has cooled down a little bit in this third quarter. Savannah has done a nice job crawling back into this game. They trailed pretty early in this second half. They actually were down by 9 to begin the game so far. 43-34 was the score. But here Savannah has been able to outscore Greensboro in the second half, 19-12, as the Savannah Steel and the Greensboro Groove have continued to battle up. And I mentioned kind of also earlier in the broadcast about how with just 4 teams in this league, it's going to be a great opportunity for every team to really see each other and get to know each other really well. So pretty much you can almost say every team and opponent in this league is a rival of yours, just because of how small it is. But I think that's what makes it so exciting. You're going to see so many great players and a lot of battles, especially the more times they play each other, right? But Greensboro playing here tonight and tomorrow in their home building. Then they'll actually head down to Savannah to play them in their building for their home opener next Friday night. So that should be a lot of fun as well. The jump ball is corralled by Savannah, as we've got 2:45 remaining here in our third quarter. Back underway. Let's see which team can win the final 2.5 minutes of this period. Richardson swings it over in the hands of Petrie. Her floater's up and in, and we're knotted up at 55. Here's Hollenshed. Now Williams between the legs. The kick out to Timmons with 6 on the timer. Jumper on the way. Can't fall, and Greensboro in a little bit of a cold spell right now as Savannah's been on a nice little run. Gopdang with the deflection. Possession will stay with Savannah. And if you're just joining us, we do play 4 10-minute quarters here, 24-second shot clocks. Basketball court does measure 94 feet long and 50 feet wide. Three-point line, 22 feet, 1.75 inches from the top of the key. And each player has 11 players. Each team has 11 players on their roster as well, so a lot of depth on each squad as Maya Hollenshed just being attended to right now. See Harmony Turner right there on your screen. Number 14 of the Savannah Steel. Greensboro Groove in the white uniform, Savannah in the black. As we'll resume play. 2:02 here in our third quarter, all knotted up at 55 apiece. The miss, but the rebound by Savannah. Now Turner a 3, that one too strong. Another rebound by Spearman. Third opportunity for Savannah. 10 on the timer. Floaters on the way. That one can't fall. Gopdang jumps high for the board. Johnson gets fouled on the floor, and it'll be side out for the Groove. It looks like that actually just was the team 5th, so that means Diamond Johnson is going to head to the free throw line here for Greensboro, and she's going to get 2 free throws. As there's also another rule in Upshot. Once you hit 5 team fouls, you are in the bonus. So after that, at least for the remainder of the period, you will be shooting free throws anytime there's a foul, even if it's a foul committed on the floor. But that's good for Diamond Johnson because that was her first point of the quarter. Now up to 20, and she's the first player, at least in this game that we know of, that has hit the 20-point mark in Upshot. Johnson goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. A successful trip for her. 90 seconds to play in our third quarter. Greensboro up by 2. Turner, oh my goodness. Woo! That was a heck of a crossover. Couldn't get the finish, but she had everything else on that play. Johnson, the little hezzy, shot up, in and out. Savannah wasting no time on the other end of the floor. The pull-up 3 from the right wing is too strong there from Petrie. Second chance, though, for Savannah. They've gotten a lot of offensive rebounds in this quarter. Hook shot on the way. That one is too strong from Richardson. Johnson, directing traffic, loses the ball. It's picked off by Q Morrison. She's got an open lane, and she's going to miss the left-hand layup. Now Greensboro has numbers. Shot clock still alive. Johnson rejected on the other end by Petrie. We were going on a track meet, and Harmony Turner just laughed and high-fived her teammate, Laisha Petrie, for the block. How about that? She got up, and up on that play. Rejected her, and Greensboro will still keep possession. 18 on the shot clock, 33.2 exactly on the game clock. Johnson to inbound for the Groove. Gets it into Hollenshed. Now Williams tightly defended by Petrie, who just had that monster block a moment ago. Ball's deflected out of bounds. Possession will stay, though, with the Groove. This is kind of that point of the game where every possession like this does matter. You want to try and rack up as many points as you can while you have the opportunity. Here's Timmons. Little turnaround jumper. Got it! Jessica Timmons! So the Groove now make it a 2-possession game for the moment here. Savannah's going to have one final shot as the shot clock is blank for the remainder of the period. Petrie down low, and the easy finish there by Cochran. 3 seconds remain. Johnson can get a shot off as she hurries, and I don't think she realized that the clock was running down. So that's going to end the third quarter as Greensboro leads 59-57. This is going to be an exciting finish. The Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel. Take a look at Jessica Timmons away. She finished off the quarter for the Groove. The nice little turnaround step back J. But stick around, folks. Get your popcorn ready and whatever else you got to do, because the fourth quarter is going to be FUN fun. Greensboro and Savannah, 59-57. We're back in just a moment. You're watching the Upshot lead. Welcome back to our coverage of the Upshot League. Opening night, first game in the history for both the Greensboro Groove out of Greensboro, North Carolina, and the Savannah Steel out of Savannah, Georgia. I'm Wendell Epps. Got our fantastic production crew with us, helping us out, doing the ones and twos, all the great camera shots you're seeing here on our broadcast tonight. Fourth quarter, set the scene for you, 59-57, Greensboro leads by 2. That third quarter, Savannah was able to outscore Greensboro 23-16, so that kind of got them back in a little bit of a groove there, as Savannah now neck and neck. It's a one-possession game. It's anybody's ball game, and this fourth quarter officially underway. We're in for an exciting finish, and Diamond Johnson kicking off the fourth quarter with the layup off the nice backdoor cut and the great feed from Kristen Williams. Here's Cochran with it down low. The kick out. 3 ball on the way. Drops in. Money for Ariel Colon. Heck of a shot there for her as Johnson brings the ball across the timeline for Greensboro. Gets a screen there. Now fires a J. Can't hit. Ball tapped around, and Savannah's got it. Here's Turner, wide open in transition, and drills the triple. So back-to-back just like that for Savannah, as they now lead by 2, 63-61. Williams. Now Timmons. Picked up tightly by Turner, 5 on the timer. Timmons a J, can't fall. Ball's corralled there by Carissa Richardson. And here comes Savannah on the other end. And they're opening this fourth quarter with baskets and baskets. It's already 3 quick field goals for them to begin this fourth quarter. as Coach Janice Washington's going to want to talk things over with her squad. So pretty smart timeout as you can kind of see Savannah's coming out here to begin this fourth quarter with just a little bit more energy and intensity. They've been able to get a lot of baskets so far. Take a look at this last possession for him. Harmony Turner with the 3-ball in transition. Turner, that was just her second made 3-ball of the game here tonight. She was actually just 1 of 6 prior to that made 3-pointer on that possession. But now up to 8 points here. So Savannah leads Greensboro 65-61, 4-point lead. Step aside for a quick break. We're back in just a moment here. You're watching the Upshot League. Back here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, Greensboro and Savannah. Savannah leading 65-61, 8:16 remaining here in regulation. Groove looking to, no pun intended, but to get back into a little bit of a groove here coming out of this timeout. Here's the inbound from Williams. Gets it into Johnson. Now in the hands of Kamaria McDaniel. Williams lost the ball, somehow got it back and put it up and in! Kristen Williams making magic happen in Greensboro. Wow. That was not an easy play there, but she made it work, getting the ball back in the nick of time. Here's Turner, the step back tray, fouled. So Harmony Turner, who just hit a 3-ball a moment ago, I think Greensboro was aware of that because they contested her out on the perimeter. And Turner, as you take a look at this one once again, had the one-on-one against McDaniel, stepped back, fired a 3, and then McDaniel just stepped out a little too much and didn't give Turner enough space, hence the reason the foul was called. So Harmony Turner now at the line for Savannah. Knocks down the first free throw. For Turner, these are her first free throws of the evening. Since this is opening night in a new league, there's really no such thing as career free throw percentage in Upshot. But Harmony Turner is a player, and I mentioned played her college ball at Harvard, became just the second player actually in WNBA history because she was drafted last year by the Aces to be drafted without first playing for another school. So she averaged 22.5 points a game in her final season at Harvard. So it was really a solid piece there up north, and now getting an opportunity here in Upshot with the Savannah Steel. Here's Williams attacking inside and getting another bucket with the left hand this time. Savannah trying to get another bucket. Greensboro trying to get some stops. That would be good for them. A little spin, and we're going to get a whistle on the floor. And it looks like that they are going to call it a shooting foul, as that was Laisha Petrie getting inside. So Petrie's going to shoot 2 at the strike. First free throw in and out. Big miss for her. And this is where the crowd comes to your favor if you're Greensboro, right? The home court advantage, kind of disrupting players at the line, defense chants, all that good stuff, but also just for the players on the side of the Groove to get a little bit more motivation offensively to get back into a little bit of a rhythm. It's Williams with it right near that left wing. Swings it out in the hands of Johnson. 10 on the shot clock. Johnson, kick out. McDaniel faked, and we're going to get a whistle on Turner. Turner saying that she flopped. That is a very, very funny reaction there by Harmony Turner. But Greensboro is going to pass it in here from the side. As the inbound will come here for Greensboro. It'll be Gokdang to pass it in right in front of that Greensboro bench. Williams to Johnson. Johnson stepping in, kick out, shots on the way, and rattles home. Ty Portia, big bucket. So the Groove now within 2. Turner lost the ball. Oh, they're going to call a whistle on the floor, and Turner took a shot down to the ground. She's up and appears to be all good, which is a nice sign to see. So take a look at this one once again. Johnson, a little kick out there to Ty Portia. Shot that over 2 defenders. That is not easy, but she made it look easy. So 6.5 to play here in regulation. Greensboro and Savannah. As the ball goes into the hands of the Steel, it's Petrie working against Johnson. Loses the ball for a moment, turns around though, escapes the pressure, and finishes for 2. Now McDaniel steps inside. Fouled, nearly got the and 1, but she's going to get 2 shots at the line. So that'll account for something. Kamaria McDaniel heading to the free throw line where she's practically lived at tonight. She's been there 4 times. As you see right there, got the screen from Gokdang, stepped inside and a little up and under, and wow, that one was inches away from dropping into the hoop. First shot's up for McDaniel, and it's in. Couple subs coming in for both teams now. Greensboro is going to go ahead and bring back in Maya Hollingshed. One more free throw coming up here for McDaniel. McDaniel's second free throw's up, and that's good, as Greensboro now cuts the lead down to 2, 1 possession ball game. Savannah has undoubtedly had their best offensive play here in this 4th quarter. See if Greensboro can try and cool them off a little bit. Moore, step back, looking for help. Swings it over to Spearman, right near that corner. Now the tray ball on the way, and it's good for Ayanna Moore. Ice in her veins. On the other end, the answer can't go, but Gokdang's there for the board. It was a good idea from McDaniel to fire the quick 3-ball in transition. Foul was on the floor, 3rd team foul, so not in the bonus yet. Greensboro will throw it out from the side. Williams gets it into Johnson, back in the hands of Williams. 10 on the timer, back out to Johnson, thought 3, now will fire. It's up, and it was a high arcing shot that wasn't able to hit rim. On the other end, it's Moore. Oh, that's gonna be a travel. Ayanna Moore, it was a good idea. She was looking for her teammate down low, but then I was like, oh, don't have a clear opening down there. And ended up traveling on that possession. So now 5:23 remaining. We're getting there, folks, to crunch time where now really every possession here is gonna matter if you're both Greensboro and Savannah. It's McDaniel. Now Johnson. Gets a screen from Gokdang. Johnson steps inside. Oh ho! Making it look easy. Diamond Johnson getting the deuce there. And that trims the lead down to 3. Three ball on the way. Too strong there from Spearman. Groove have numbers. Williams loses the ball, and it's going to be a turnover. They're going to say it's off Williams. She doesn't agree with the call, but it's going to be Savannah basketball. And that'll take us to a media timeout, as Savannah will have the ball coming out of the timeout. So it's been such a great game between Savannah and Greensboro. 74-71, Steel leading the Groove by 3. We'll be sure to show you some highlights and some action as well from tonight's game so far. We've been treated to some really great plays. Let's take a look at it right now. Our highlight package put together by our amazing production crew with a little turnaround J from Jessica Timmons. And how about the block from Maya Hollinshed? We've seen a couple blocks. Greensboro Groove defensively and offensively. They mentioned, Coach Jay said, that this is going to be a team effort. This is going to be a group that's got a lot of depth. But Savannah, too, they've been showcasing their skills as well. Harmony Turner's looked really good. She just hit her first 3 earlier in the 4th quarter, but she's really just been bringing the energy and the aggression. Diamond Johnson has really been the offensive spark for Greensboro, has a game-high 25 points for the Groove tonight. But yeah, back and forth we've gone, folks, between Greensboro and Savannah, and the highlight package clearly shows that it really has been a 50-50 ball game, as have some nice kids out there on the floor. You got DJ, the official mascot of the Greensboro Groove, out there as well. So always great to see that with DJ, our lovely mascot here in Greensboro. But with 4:44 remaining here in this 4th quarter, it is going to be very fascinating to see how these two teams really finish things off here. You've got Greensboro, who's trying to get back into a little bit of a rhythm here, and then you've got Savannah as well, that's trying to continue to extend this lead. But I'm going to let us enjoy this little dance-off that we've got right now, and we'll get back to action here in just a bit. So both teams taking the floor after a very energetic and lively dance-off there at center court. It's a great thing about these Greensboro Groove games and bringing professional women's basketball, just another sports team in general, to the Triad area and the other markets in Upshot, Charlotte, North Carolina, Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, and next year with Baltimore, Maryland, and Nashville, Tennessee. Just this opportunity to be able to bring pro women's basketball to some markets that either haven't had it in a while or just haven't had it at all, and Greensboro, North Carolina being one of them. We're back underway. Here we go. It is officially crunch time here in Greensboro. 4:40 remaining. Savannah leading by 3. Stepping inside, and the turnover there by Ayana Moore. She was looking for the lob pass to Spearman, but pass was not on target. So now Greensboro trailing by 3. Chance to cut the lead down to 1 with a 2. Potentially even tie with a made 3. Williams picked up by Spearman. Step back, Jay on the way. Missed it. Rebound corralled there by Gokdang. Second chance for Greensboro. Williams. Kick out into the hands of McDaniel. Step back, Jay on the way. Can't go. Gokdang, another rebound. 3-ball on the way for Timmons. No! But there you go. Another chance for Greensboro. They are out hustling Savannah on this possession. Hollinshed lost the ball, but they're going to say that she got fouled on the floor. And Diamond Johnson at the scores table. She's going to get ready to check back in here for the Groove after a very brief break. But How about that possession, folks? I mean, Holmstead, it ended with her getting fouled, but you had about 3 rebounds on that play, a couple from Gokdang. You got to give her credit for just the hustle, her awareness to be around the rim and active hands, and Greensboro still with possession. Chance to try and trim this lead a little more. Johnson gets a screen from Hollingshed. Now Hollingshed kicks it out. Williams for 3, too long. And that's going to be a foul on Savannah. So Greensboro, again, just right place, right time. And this time, that's actually going to send Williams to the line, as that was a 15 foul on Savannah. So they will be in the bonus. Greensboro will for the rest of the quarter. So free throws for the Groove. And 2 makes here can make it a 1-point ball game. As Jessica Timmons knocks down the first free throw. Timmons, a native of Charlotte, North Carolina. Began her college career at NC State before finishing at the University of Alabama, where she posted 10 consecutive double-digit scoring games in her final season there. Listed at 5'8", 23 years old, just like her jersey number. And she missed it, but the rebound by Greensboro. Hollingshed got it. Johnson for 3 in the lead. Money! And this Greensboro Groove crowd is fired up. Ball deflected. Johnson got a piece of it. It's going to stay with the steal, but how about that sequence there by the Groove? Timmons missed the free throw. The rebound on the ball came right to her, and the awareness to find Johnson on the right wing. She was open and said, I'm going to let it fly, and she knocked it down. So the Groove back up by 1. Turner, the floater, can't go. Ball tapped around. Spearman, the rebound. Second chance for Savannah. Turner, Spearman, 1-on-1 against Hollingshed. Fires and a foul. So that'll be the second on Hollingshed. And take a look at this bang-bang play. It was a great defensive stance by Hollingshed, but a great effort by Spearman. Just had her feet set, a little post move, got in, initiated the contact, drew the foul, and now she'll head to the free throw line here for some free throws. Now Spearman 0 of 2 from the line so far tonight. Now 0 of 3. She can still tie the game with the make here, but a miss, and Greensboro will keep the lead. And if they get the defensive rebound, we'll have possession. Appreciate everyone joining us here. This coverage of Upshot basketball. Wendell Epps, our fantastic crew, with us here for tonight's broadcast. We're all knotted up at 75 apiece. 2:55 remaining here in regulation. Johnson loses the ball. Tightly defended right now by Q Morrison. Now Johnson spins, kicks out. Hollingshed for 3. Got it! Maya Hollingshed! Huge shot! And a double dribble on the other end. A double dribble by Harmony Turner. Brought the ball across the timeline. And official Katie Hardell said, no, no, no. You can't do that. But what about this play here? Look at that. Diamond Johnson finding Maya Hollingshed on the right corner. Knocked it down with ease. That was an excellent look there. Here's Timmons. Groove up by 3. The kick out. Williams, another tray ball. Yes! Kristen Williams! And the Greensboro Groove, dare I say, are in a groove as Savannah calls time! Greensboro, North Carolina is next up. This crowd here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, they are just buzzing. And they have every right to be. How about these last couple possessions from the Groove? It looked like Savannah had all the momentum on their side midway through this fourth quarter, but Coach Janice Washington, called a timeout, got her players together, and now as We Ready is playing here in this building, the Greensboro Groove, they are saying to everyone in this building that we ready for what's to come. And this home crowd, this is women's basketball at its finest. This shows you the support for women's basketball all across the U.S. We've seen it grow in all levels, college, high school, the WNBA, but now the Upshot League providing opportunities for these players. You take a look at this one. Again, Kristen Williams, feet set. As a lefty myself, that left-hand stroke looked prettier than ever. Savannah Steel, still time on the clock to get back into it, 2:15, but they are going to have to get back into rhythm and hope that Greensboro's momentum that they've been able to build the last couple minutes can wear off just a touch. Q Morrison directing traffic, ball batted. Savannah gets it back. Morrison to Turner. 6 on the shot clock. Turner turned it over. Intercepted by Gakdang. And now Greensboro wisely will slow things down on this possession. You got a lot of options. This is what Coach A was talking about. Diamond Johnson, Timmons, Hollingshed. Timmons will kick it out though to Johnson with 2 on the shot clock. She'll shoot with the right hand. It's up. Can't go. Ball tapped around. Timmons has got the offensive rebound. Jessica Timmons, the unsung hero the last couple minutes for Greensboro. Picked up by Turner. Shot clock down to 3. Timmons, Williams, tray ball! Deflected, and it'll be a shot clock violation since it was a block and the play was still active. So Savannah will take over with possession. It was a nice defensive stop there by the Steel. But Greensboro got the best look they could on that play, as we are going to get a timeout here on the floor. So 81-75, Greensboro leading Savannah. If you're just joining us, the Groove led by 9 at the half. Then Savannah had a 3-point lead earlier in this fourth quarter. They led 74-71. Greensboro currently on a 10-1 run right now to get back on track as Turner drives inside and draws a foul, and Turner is going to shoot 2 at the line. Savannah has 5 players in double figures tonight. Harmony Turner is one of them. She's been very active. She's also actually the leading rebounder for Savannah here tonight as well. That first free throw is in and out like a fast food restaurant. Couldn't drop for Turner. She's got one more coming up now. And Turner knocks down the second free throw. And we'll get what is called a reset timeout. So it's not an official timeout where you actually go to your huddle and your bench. It's just a timeout to be able to advance the ball across the floor. The same thing is in effect in the WNBA. So Upshot with the same rules here. Each team awarded with a reset timeout as well, and Greensboro just used it right there. Johnson was fouled on the floor, and that's not good news for Savannah because Greensboro is going to get free throws. Savannah's over the limit. And that's going to send Diamond Johnson to the line. Johnson has 28 points. That's a game high. She can make both free throws here. She will have the first 30-piece in Upshot history. First free throw drops in for her. She's up to 29. This is for 30. And she's got it. Diamond Johnson, 30 points. Having herself a night to remember in her Upshot debut. Here comes Petrie now, the spin, and a foul is going to be called on the floor. It's going to be assessed on Kristen Williams. That'll be her 4th foul, and free throws will be coming up now for Laisha Petrie. So if you're Savannah, obviously the ideal scenario is you can make both free throws here, right? And then you would anticipate maybe some more full court pressure will be being applied here to kind of deflate Greensboro a little bit, maybe create a turnover so you don't have to play the foul game so early. The Savannah team is a very relentless group. They're a defensive-minded team. Coretta Brown may have been a sharpshooter in her days as a player, but as a coach, she's a defensive-minded coach. And there comes some full court press as both free throws drop in there for Savannah. Here's Timmons, tightly picked up by Q Morrison. Timmons lost it. There's the turnover that Savannah was trying to force. Morrison on the other end. The bounce pass down low to Spearman. She finishes inside. It's a 3-point game. And now Coach Jay will call a timeout, and she'll talk with her team for what will be their most important possession of the night. As you see right there, the excellent steal and just the awareness by Q Morrison to find Spearman on the 2-on-1. You would think it's the easy decision to pass it to your teammate, but sometimes when you're moving that fast the length of the floor, you can get rattled, especially when you're in a close game like this and you're down. But Savannah's done a nice job. They've really stuck into this game. They haven't let up. Greensboro had a 9-point lead multiple times in this game, but Savannah's still been able to crawl their way back into it. And now only down by 3. If they can get a stop and get a 3 on the other end, they can tie things up. But for Greensboro, they have the lead. They are in the driver's seat. They have the ball as well. So this is a possession for them where you're going to be looking at someone like a Diamond Johnson, right, who has 30 points. But she's not just the only player that's had a really nice offensive game as well. How about Kristen Williams, 15 points for her. She's backed up Diamond Johnson very nicely tonight. Maya Hollingship, she's in double digits right now with 12 points for Greensboro. So you have a lot of players on the side of the Groove that are capable of scoring, and obviously with this amazing home crowd that you see on your screen at the Novant Health Fieldhouse here in Greensboro, you got a lot of support. You got a lot of people on your side. So that's really great to see. And Williams will go ahead and inbound from the side. So she's on the floor. Diamond Johnson's on the floor. Those are some of the players to look out for. Johnson, number 3 in white. Here we go. 40 seconds on the timer. Greensboro leads by 3 and with the ball. Timmons with 10 on the timer, steps inside and draws a foul. Jessica Timmons drew the foul, and she is going to get 2 free throws at the line, and that is huge. She had the ball right near that left wing, and then, it was a bang-bang play as Q Morrison took a shot to the eye. And I believe they're going to go ahead and just review this play. So we'll have to see what the final call will be. It's the debut for everyone in Upshot tonight. There's no such thing as a vet yet in this league, right? The players, the coaches, the officials, all of us are new to this league, but we're all experiencing this together. We're all being part of history, which is incredible, and I think it's at a perfect time. This league literally could not have come at a more perfect time when you just think about the rapid growth and interest and popularity of women's basketball as a whole, and bringing it to an area like the Triad area, Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, people from all over. I'm sure people from other facets of North Carolina, maybe even some folks out of state, making the trip down to Greensboro to go ahead and see this game in full effect. And the Groove and the Steel, they have treated these fans and everyone watching here tonight to a great game so far. We appreciate everyone tuning in. My name is Wendell Uggs, bringing you tonight's coverage of this Greensboro Groove Savannah Steel game from the Novant Health Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina. So we'll wait to see what the final call will be, but the officials are reviewing that last play where Timmons took it inside and got tangled up with Q Morrison, who took a shot to the face. And we'll kind of wait and see what the call will be. But on the floor, it was whistled as a foul on Morrison, and it was set to be free throws for Timmons. See that again. That's that's where the foul was called, but you also see the hit right there on Morrison. And it's basketball. It's a physical sport. Stuff's going to happen. But this is where the officials get paid the big bucks to make decisions like that. We'll see if the call gets overturned or if it'll stand. But we await for the call as the Greensboro crowd getting fired up right now. They're hoping that the Groove can hold on to this win. I mean, it's one thing to play on opening night, but to be able to come out here in your first game, especially in front of your home fans, you really want to try and get a win. So Greensboro trying to do that, but we will wait and see what this final call will be. If you're just joining us, Diamond Johnson, I'm sure she has a pretty big following, so I'm sure there might be some people on this broadcast that are fans of her or followed her career. She's having a great game. I can report that with 110% confidence. She has a game-high 30 points. She just eclipsed the 30-point mark with a pair of free throws a few moments ago. The Savannah Steel have had some good players as well on their side that have been doing some good things. Z Spearman, she's got 15 points right now to lead Savannah. You've also got on the Greensboro Groove, Kristen Williams, who was a standout a little bit at UConn for a couple years. She's got 15 points on the night for the Greensboro Groove as well. So you've got a lot of players. You got other players on other teams as well throughout the Upshot League, like Cheyenne Sellers, who's on the Jacksonville Waves. Cheyenne Sellers, of course, was standout at Maryland University. She was also the 17th pick in last year's WNBA draft by the Golden State Valkyries, and now getting an opportunity here in Upshot. Deja Kelly, part of the Charlotte Crown, who played over 100 games in 4 years at UNC before finishing her college career at Oregon. So you got a lot of notable names and players that were either standing out to the college level, maybe had a little bit of professional experience in the W, part of some training camps, or even just some players that had some really good success overseas. And now they're getting a nice, amazing opportunity in the Upshot League as the officials are still looking at this last play here between Timmons and Morrison. But 29.6 is on the game clock. Shot clock is still on. Greensboro leads Savannah 83-80. And you know what's so fun, everybody? We get to do this again tomorrow with the same teams in the same building. Yeah, that's right. The Greensboro Groove are going to play the Savannah Steel tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch that game right here on the YouTube channel for Upshot. Greensboro and Savannah will be going toe-to-toe. It should be a lot of fun to see both of those teams in part two. We've already seen an incredible game, and I know these final 29.6 seconds, because it's basketball and because it's the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel, it's probably going to be chaos, but it's going to be the fun kind of chaos. And I'm just so proud of these young ladies out here tonight doing their thing. They have really put on a great show, and this is exactly what I know Upshot envisioned when they built this league. They wanted competitive basketball, but also not just close games, but close games that feel like a professional atmosphere. It feels like a professional atmosphere here in this building, and we're seeing that between the Groove and the Steel. So both teams have taken the floor, and it looks like the ruling was that it was a common foul, so no hostile act. It'll be 2 free throws here for Jessica Timmons. Big free throws for her. First one, nothing but nets. Timmons with 7 points on the night. This was a player that was just picked in the WNBA draft a month ago, 40th pick by the Indiana Fever. She knocks down both free throws. So big makes there for Timmons. Greensboro leads by 5. Here comes Morrison on the other end. She's fouled. Both teams are in the bonus, so it's going to be free throws for Morrison. As you see, Diamond Johnson called for the blocking foul. So these are big free throws here for Q Morrison. The shot clock is hanging for its life right now. Just a tenth of a second is on the shot clock. Oh, but the miss by Morrison, and that was a big miss. Because now, even if she makes this, it's not going to be a one-possession game. So you're going to have to play the foul game, make or miss. Morrison's second shot's on the way, and that one drops in. And we'll get a timeout here from Coach Jay. as they'll talk things over, and really, I'm sure just the big point of emphasis is just, hey, let's take care of the ball and let's make sure that we try and make our free throws if we can. But the Greensboro Groove, it's interesting because when asked kind of about keys to the game against the Savannah Steel team, Coach Chance watching the Greensboro Groove, she had mentioned that, ball control, managing the clock, winning 50-50 balls, getting into our flow and our spots. Those were some of the words that her and both Trinice Fox, her assistant coach, mentioned as far as what it's going to take to match up and try and defeat the Savannah Steel team. And I think now this is the ultimate test, right? Of ball control, managing the clock. And I think this game, winning the 50-50 balls, the Greensboro Groove have certainly done that. They have done an excellent job of just fighting for some of those extra possessions. I actually think, for those of you that were been watching this whole fourth quarter at the very least, Savannah was up. Savannah was up. They really had momentum on their side. The Greensboro actually called an early timeout in the period, but I felt like getting the second chance opportunities, the offensive rebounds, converting on those second chance opportunities as well, really allowed Greensboro to gain that confidence back. And when it mattered most, they really locked in and fought for those extra possessions. So play is officially resumed. Here we go. It's Williams with it. Double team. Savannah's going for the steal first. Williams throws it, and they're going to say that a timeout was called, which came just in the nick of time because literally it looked like Williams stepped out of bounds just as she passed it. And obviously these are the hardest times of the game, especially when inbounding the ball. You know the defense is going to be swarming you. You know they're going to be all up in your grill, trying to force you to commit a turnover. And Savannah did do that earlier in this game, but now Greensboro hoping to just take care of the basketball, follow what their keys to the game were, and try to finish this thing off and get their first victory in their franchise history. This Upshot League, Greensboro Groove taking on the Savannah Steel tonight. You also have the Charlotte Crown facing the Jacksonville Waves this evening as well. And then we'll see the mix and matches start to happen next weekend. You'll see Greensboro be able to take on the Jacksonville Waves next Saturday. Then they'll have the Charlotte Crown. It'll be a nice little road trip for them. They'll hit all the other three Upshot cities, Savannah first, then Jacksonville, followed by the Queen City to take on the Charlotte Crown. But they're opening up their campaign at home, and that's always got to feel really good. Exciting to play your first game wherever it is, but to be able to play it in your home building that is going to be your castle for the season, and you're going to have a lot of fan support. I think that'll certainly be really great for them. So 19.6 here on the game clock, back underway. Hollingshed gets it, back in the hands of Williams. Dangerous overhead pass, but it's caught by Timmons. Savannah's going to have to foul at some point. Johnson has it. Shot clock off, or almost off. Game clock still on. 5 seconds remain. Savannah's going to let this one go. Savannah's going to let this one go. Greensboro's going to win. It is over. Almost over, because there's 0.6 of a second left on the game clock. How about that? We love that. So Greensboro just took the shot clock violation. I think they thought the shot clock was actually off. I think everyone in this building did too, but that's going to officially do it now. It is officially over. The Greensboro Groove win their first game in franchise history over the Savannah Steel, 85-81 in front of a sellout crowd at the Novant Health Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina. So what a way to start off your 2026 campaign. Just saw Coach Jay hype up the crowd. She's fired up. The players are. This is a really nice way to start off your contest. Greensboro knocking off the Savannah Steel 85-81. You have to give a lot of credit, though, to the Savannah Steel. They put up a really strong fight here this evening. Just being able to battle with Greensboro, it was a neck-and-neck game. Savannah trailed by a decent amount. They trailed by 9 at the half, but they bounced back, got back into a rhythm, led for a little bit early in the fourth quarter before Greensboro was able to get back into it. And when it mattered most, they took care of business, and they won 85-81. And Diamond Johnson, 30 points. She is with the on-court MC here. Go ahead and take a listen to that. Diamond Johnson, without a doubt, the player of the game. 30 points for Diamond Johnson. And what better way to start off our post-game highlight package with a Diamond Johnson bucket? Hey, how about another Diamond Johnson bucket? That's right. And it actually is just Diamond Johnson. I got word from our production crew. You know what? I could have actually guessed that. I love it. Every player on the Greensboro Groove played so well. That's why I was like, man, we might see a little bit of everybody. But I like that we're just spotlighting Diamond Johnson because really she was the tempo setter in this game here tonight. 30 points here in this ball game for her. She actually, it's interesting because she had 19 points through 2 quarters of play. Then in the third quarter, it took her a while to get a basket. She actually didn't even score her first points of the second half till about the 3-minute mark of the third quarter when she went to the free throw line. But when it mattered most, especially in the fourth quarter, she took over. She got some big buckets. This was one of them that extended Greensboro's lead up to 7, and they were able to knock off the Savannah Steel 85-81. As a reminder, folks, Greensboro will be back in action tomorrow against Savannah at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We appreciate everyone for being a part of history tonight, tuning into our inaugural broadcast, the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel. For our fantastic crew, I have been Wendell Up saying so long from the Novant Health Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina. Again, your final score, Greensboro 85, Savannah 81 as the Groove start the season 1-0. This has been a presentation of Upshot Basketball.